Okay, here we go. This is my first ever speed paint. I'm super nervous. Sorry if my voice sounds like rough, kind of tired. Didn't sleep all too well. Took a lot of pain medicine anyway. I'm ready to talk about a video that means a lot to me. So this video is called Monster Mini-Mayhem. It was the Season 2 premiere for it. I was there before the episode even beat. I was there for the premiere. Well, that's technically why I missed the premiere. I watched the next day. But I was there when it happened, and I was so stoked about this episode. And it did not disappoint, honestly. It is probably one of, if not the best. I know that's not saying much, but just like pacing wise and plot wise, I really enjoy this episode. So basically, oh gosh, where do I begin with this episode? Okay, first off, I'm going to talk about Dan's voice. Dan's voice is different in this episode than the other episode in season 2. And I like it better. Like, no offense, Gerardo, but you peaked in this episode. It's not annoying. It still feels like Dan. And I don't feel like I have to like remix the audio myself when I edit this episode so that I don't blow people's ears out. I'm sorry, Gerardo. I love you, man. You really peaked with this episode. Then I want to talk about the animation. The animation is also pretty good. Like, you can tell a lot of effort went into like the visual gags, and there's like this 180 shot with Joseph that's really good. Like, it's so good. 180 shots are really hard to pull off. And I won't say like the monster designs are like extremely inspired, but I'll give it a pass. There are worse things in this series. I just want to talk about, oh gosh, my favorite part of the episode. The fact that it is technically a payoff to a previous episode that was Summer Beachcation. Summer Beachcation left off on sort of a cliffhanger with the main antagonist, and actually get to see him fully revealed in this episode. I love Phil. I love him so much. He's the freaking best. I think the only other villain I like more is Mirror, and that's just because he's a pain. I like him because he's a pain. I'm really excited to see them in season 3 again. I mean, technically, Phil has already shown up again a few times, but come on, I need the finale like I need air. Anyway, what else is there to say? Before I attempt to summarize the episode without sounding completely cringe, I'm gonna explain my relationship to this episode a bit more. This episode, came out after a friend of mine showed me the series. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I kind of like this. And I wanted to see more. And I've always had like an affinity for monsters, and so I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. And it got delayed twice, and I learned not to trust Mr. Gonzalez with release dates anymore. I think he learned not to trust himself too. But basically, this episode gave me my love for roommates. Simple as. I was kind of into it before, but this episode like really set me off. And a couple episodes after that kind of like kept it going, but this I consider this one the one that started it all. It means a lot to me. Just from the history of trying to find as much leaked footage as I could, to simply just being there and reacting to all of it with my sister, who was not into it at all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sister. I'm sorry for making you do that. Anyway. Also, I think this is the first time in the series that Landlord actually gets to do anything. I mean, like in Attack of the Clones, I guess he did something, but that was like an ex machina at the end. He actually felt like he was doing stuff in this episode. Even if it was like really vague stuff, like what do you call it? Like a PDA? What was that? It's like never explained what that stands for. I shouldn't ask for exposition in this series. But yeah, I think this is like the first time in the series Landlord actually gets to do anything. So that was cool. And Bryn did an amazing job. He has some of the most iconic lines in the series that I still quote. Oh, freak. I love you, Bryn. Oh, all the voice actors in this episode did amazing, to be honest. Thought I would have a lot more to talk about. Oh gosh, I thought I'd have more to talk about. There is one thing that bothers me in this episode. It shook me to my core. I still complain about it to this day. I complained about it to the creator's face. He explained it to me, and it still does not make me any less angry to look at. Oh my gosh. I hate Nathan's raccoon design. Yeah! I hate it so much. It's so stupid. It's like those anime cat girls that also have human ears, and you're just like, what? Do you hear like 4 times as good? What ears do you hear from? Like, that's not. No. Either draw one and nix the other, or just like draw his ears pointy. It wasn't. The goal wasn't that hard. But I'm a furry, so I can't. I can't complain. Oh, I can draw better animals. Yeah, you're a freaking furry. This entire video is just gonna be me making myself laugh. And me hating my own voice. Oh gosh. So there are a lot of references in this video. And they range from really good to just like okay. Like some of it I didn't even know was a reference. Some of it I thought was like straight from the series, and then I heard it in other things and I'm like, what? What? I should I don't know what this sounds, but I should really accept that nothing is from roommates, probably. It's kind of tropey. I love it. I love this stupid series. I'm gonna make my friends watch it one day. I'm gonna make my friends watch this episode. And they're gonna hate it. And I'm gonna laugh. Oh. So what else? Is this the no, we didn't get a new intro until season 3. Stupid. This was an April Fool's episode had come out right before the release of Mini-Mayhem. And that was the first time I got bamboozled by a classic FlowJoe April Fool's Day prank. I'm still not forgiving him for the Roommates movie. Anyway, Toy Story Adventures is really funny. I'm dead serious. Anytime they do improv, it's just really good. Him and Gerardo's chemistry is just so good. I was in a call with Joseph once and I was actually crying laughing. And he was just doing Mario impressions and I thought it was the funniest freaking thing. But I was also like, I feel like I was also sort of like panicking because I had like a secret crush on him. Anyway, it's 14, leave me alone. I might have been when I was 16. I don't freaking know. Man, that wasn't that long ago, but I was still way more stupid than I am now. What else? I'm not summarizing the episode, screw that. I'm gonna put music under this, it's gonna be way less awkward. Okay, I should talk about the plot. I should talk about the plot a little bit. Not summarizing it, but a little bit. I feel like most Roommates endings are kind of cheap. They don't feel earned. Another problem I have with several episodes that are just sort of like, we don't know how to end. Everything's magically better now. The end. But, I know he used to be his partner, or whatever, gay lover, but freaking, how did Lance know how to stop the toy making machine? And how did he know it was gonna turn everyone back into people? And where did he get the spare parts to build the freaking Ex Machina button to turn it off? This is just a series that you can't think about too hard. It's just too much for the human brain. Like I said, Phil is probably the best part of the episode. He said a really weird line said a really weird line that I still think about. Yeah, I called the roommates, Lance's specimens. I think that's what he said. I think that's who he was referring to. He said, I'm just ruining your landlord's life and taking away his specimens. I think he meant the roommates. Does he think that he's like performing experiments on them? If he is, that would make a lot of sense, considering an episode later that I'm definitely going to be talking about. Also in season 2, yeah, that was season 2, sorry. They're not very well defined seasons. The only other time this episode is referenced in any way, shape, or form is in Twisted. Another really, really good episode. I love it so much. It feels completely different, but that's probably because the voice mixing and music mixing is different for some reason, and the animation was done by a guest animator, so it's obviously going to feel different. But that is the only time that this episode is even brought up, and it's really subtle, and it's probably one of my favorite jokes in the series. Also going to be talking about that episode. I put that joke in my my first reaction edit. It wasn't actually like a first reaction. It was basically the thoughts that were still going through my head as I like speed edited the video after it released. Because I was so in love with this episode. Get like a high every time. No, that's a bad word. No. I just get really excited after I watch a roommate's episode. And then I just feel the need to like either scrawl like an insane person on a piece of paper or just tear through the episode just piece by piece and point out every little thing that I love. It's mostly Dan. But anyway. I'm gonna be talking about that episode more in detail later. Can't wait for part 2. Let's see. Oh, I could talk about Riley. The first, well, not the first. Okay, the first reoccurring side character. I was gonna say the first woman character, but then I remembered the pencil man shorts that I'd rather forget. Anyway, so Riley and Nathan's relationship, freaking adorable. I love it. I love it so much. I love the way they first meet. I love the relationship going forward. It's so cute. Thank you, Joseph. If you didn't hate me, I'd hug you. But, freaking, I love them so much. I feel so robbed. Because we would have gotten more of them in the movie. Joseph's a coward. I'm sure we'll get more of them, especially in the finale. I don't see why we wouldn't. Sorry about that. I just got sent a tweet. I'm so easily distracted, can you tell? Can you tell I'm super nervous and I'm just trying to fill time? Because I speed painted really slowly. Let's see. This episode, it's not the best thing I've ever seen. By far. Like, I've seen way better cartoons. I've seen way better cartoons than Roommates in general. But is it dear to my heart for several reasons? Oh yeah. This episode is so good to me. And it might not be to everyone else. And that's fine. I respect that. Like I made a roommate server one time, and the creator joined, Joseph himself joined, in the funniest way possible. But that's a story for another time. And he gave me this unlisted playlist that was every Roommates episode, every canonical Roommates episode in chronological order. And it was the best gift I'd ever received from him. And I was like, yo Nathan, you should watch the series. It'll be funny. One of the characters has your name. Haha. It'll be funny. Watch it. And he was just like, this is garbage. And I was like, no. But I understood. I was like, yeah, I get it. He was just like, what is wrong with you? Why do you like this stuff? And I was just like, I don't freaking know. At 14, I thought this was peak comedy. I still love it to pieces. I think it's just the characters at this point. I just love the characters. They're so good. I love working with them. I love writing for them. I love drawing them. As you can tell by this video, even though I made like serious mistakes while recording this video, I was like super nervous about like making a SpeedPaint, because usually I have long swaths in between drawing of nothing, where I just sit and I space out, or I like watch a video and I'm like, oh yeah, I was drawing. You can tell my attention span is just the worst. But I was super nervous, so I was like trying to do it fast. It ended up still being like an hour and a half. I had to speed up and cut down. And that's why this video is so long. Closing thoughts. Oh, I still have like a minute left. Love this episode. Don't care if you don't, because, but I actually do kind of care, because your opinions are valid. But I love this episode. I'm going to be doing more of these and talk about my favorite episodes to try to get like my creative juices flowing again. And I think it's fun. This is a really fun exercise to try to redraw the thumbnail and the title card. It was fun. It's probably not gonna be anytime soon, and that's fine. But I hope you enjoyed me awkwardly talking over me drawing something you don't care about, but means a lot to me. And I'm not sure how to end this, so just look at the pretty finished product.